all the houses, we use the same paint, same finishes, same flooring, same lights, same faucets. Everything is identical. Currently right now we're around 80 or so properties, pushing up to 90 here. We only buy in a 20-minute radius of Barberton, Ohio. I'm probably gonna keep this one just cause I like the area. When you walk into a yoke house, you expect the gray. Here at Akron Turnkey, if it doesn't have 10 years of life plus, we don't keep it. Here at Akron Turnkey, we take it down to the wood and replace it. I sold all of my rental properties in Cuyahoga County, especially Cleveland. 100 houses versus one yoke. I'm here to buy them all. Forget about it. 200 houses this year. Let's go! We are talking about cash flowing assets, turnkey rentals here in Akron-Canton, Ohio, and not those crappy turnkeys. We're talking about truly updated turnkey properties. We're talking about 3 houses that were bought all by the same investor over like an 18-month period that he invested in 3 different properties here in the Akron-Canton market. So I don't know what he does for a living. I usually don't get too personal unless someone asks or someone's telling me about it. But he's definitely a high W-2 income earner, and so is his wife. He just texted me, said they were having a kid here this week. So super excited for him. His name's Alex. Same name as my wife. Kind of weird, right? He wants to, diversify is one big thing, right? Out of the stock market. He wants to get cash flow and then also the appreciation. I know a lot of people joke there's not a lot of appreciation in the Midwest, but that's simply not been true over the past 5 years. Last year in 2024, Redfin, Zillow all had Akron-Canton appreciating at a 9 to 10% appreciation. 9 to 10% in the Midwest? That's freaking awesome. Okay, I always sell these and I say, hey, expect 2% appreciation, expect 3% appreciation. But to get 3, 4, 5 times that in a year is amazing. The first property Alex bought was 2408 4th Street, Northwest Canton. Okay, so this is new roof, new windows, siding, furnace, hot water tank, kitchen, 2 new baths, added a half bath on the first floor. So this one was projected to get $1195 and it was a $135,000 purchase. Okay, we not only got that rent, but we got more. So we rented out for $1225 a month. This one was actually a Section 8 tenant in Canton, Ohio. He was cash flowing around $400 on this property. Second house Alex bought was 1252 West Waterloo in Akron, Ohio. This property was a house that I bought that I didn't know was gonna be on the demo list. So I bought the house and 2 days later they had a meeting and put it on the demo list. So they were gonna tear this property down and we brought it back from that situation to be a fully functioning asset for Alex. So once again, we did roof, windows, gutters, basement waterproof, new furnace, new hot water tank, new kitchen, 2 new baths, flooring, paint, lights, tons of landscaping. It was totally overgrown. So he bought this property for $134,000. And I projected the rent at $1,200 for this one. We actually ended up getting $1,300 in rent. So $100 over the projected cash flow. So we were projected at $339. He's actually making $439 cash flow on the asset that he bought. The last property he bought was 909 Clinton Avenue, Southwest Canton. This property purchased for $135,000. The projected rent was $1195 and his projected cash flow was $308. We got a tenant in there approved in Section 8. Section 8 Canton sometimes can be a little bit tough to deal with. They came in with a low offer. Alex decided to take that offer at $1102. So we were $93 under projected. But just because I stand behind, my product and what we do, I covered the difference for the first year. So you got $93 times 12 months paid to him up front from me. That's just because I believe those were the numbers that I projected he bought the asset on. So I'm gonna stand behind that. Yes, he could have turned down the Section 8 offer and got a regular cash paying tenant, but it was kind of around winter time. I wanted to make sure he got someone in there. And when we talked about it, he said, hey, let's just move him in. You're gonna cover the difference. Section 8's an easy increase on year 2. So that's why we went with that way. So being an out-of-state investor, Alex needs great service on his properties, right? So we have a fully functioning property management company that entails, we have 4 maintenance techs that work for us daily basis, W-2 in our trucks, 4 full-time office staff members in office every day. And we have 3 to 4 leasing agents that lease out these properties for the owners. So when a maintenance call comes in, Alex, the owner, never has to do anything. The repairs department takes the call, the email. We usually try to push everyone through Buildium, the property management software. But if they go outside that, we still handle it. But yeah, so it's put in through Buildium, and then we dispatch one of our techs to go handle the situation. And this is at no time loss to the individual that owns the property. They'll just see the email come across, and they'll see the notes that, hey, it was repaired, and build out on the statement. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing about turnkey providers, if they don't own rental properties in their own market that they're selling turnkey properties in, I would be very suspect. So currently right now we're around 80 or so properties, pushing up to 90 here, probably by the time this gets aired. So we buy heavily in the markets that we service. Someone's gonna sell you a turnkey property and not stand behind it and manage it, I wouldn't buy it from them. If you're not gonna stand behind your product, that says red flags left and right for me. So we also do a 30-day service on the products. So what that means is once your tenant moves in, we'll take care of any maintenance that pops up for 30 days. Unless they run a car through the building, then that's a different case. But general maintenance we'll take care of for the first 30 days, just as a show of good faith that we stand behind our rehabs. We only buy in a 20-minute radius of Barberton, Ohio. So that includes Akron-Canton and all the surrounding suburbs. We don't buy in different markets. We stay in our market, and we can get to any house that we manage within 20 minutes. So you're not paying a maintenance guy to drive an hour and a half, look at the situation, drive 30 minutes to Home Depot, 30 minutes back, and then an hour and a half back to headquarters. We can get to any of these houses in 20 minutes. So what's really cool about that is if we have multiple maintenance calls in an area, that tech will bounce from house to house to house. His windshield time, his driving time is really cut down. And on top of that, we try to stock our trucks with common things they might. What does that do? It cuts down on time that he's at the property, saves on maintenance bills for you. All the houses, we use the same paint, same finishes, same flooring, same lights, same faucets. Everything is identical. The only thing that changes is the layout of your house based on how it was constructed. Everyone always asks, like, well, you keep rentals and then you sell some. Like, what determines if you're gonna keep it or if you're gonna sell it? And I say, I usually end up taking the properties that are not in need of huge renovations, but also don't meet the turnkey standards. So I'll keep the furnace that's 15 years old. I'll keep the furnace that's 20 years old because I have my furnace guy put in furnaces every day. So if my furnace goes out, he'll just go swap that one for me. So I usually take the properties that are a little less updated, but still in good condition are the ones I usually make in my rental portfolio. So what's kind of cool is I'm gonna talk with Alex here about 2 weeks about his properties. Just gonna ask about his overall experience, ask about his newborn kid as well. Super excited just to connect with him. He's been one of my favorite buyers. You know, he owns 3 houses. I think I spent about 18 months. So always looking for creative ways to do this. I think it'll just be fun to connect and hear some of the exciting points that he's seen on his end that maybe I didn't realize that were big terms for him. I love when people come to town. I always do a personal tour with them. I don't have a lot of people come visit me, so I always make sure when you do come in town, I give you a full tour of Akron-Canton, Ohio. And then we also have pictures and inspections and appraisals on all these properties. So it's fully transparent. If someone says you can't get an inspection, say I can't buy the property. That is how I would do that. I make sure all of the investors that buy houses off me get a full inspection. It just protects me and it protects you as well. So I think it's just good practice to always get a full licensed home inspector to do this. And now let's talk to Alex.